Okay, so this is number 6, Natalie, is that right?
That is right.
Of Owl in a Snowstorm. There's the owl. When we have a little snow, we're going to make a lot more snowstorm today, putting a lot of these little dots all around. And also, whatever my eye falls upon that I want to give a little bit of attention to. I want to do a little more with this stick here that the owl is sitting on, that branch, and we'll see. But definitely a lot more of the, look at all the activity of snow falling. So we'll do a lot of that. And I'm going to spend a little time on the owl. I think I'll do him first. So let's see. I need a pretty detailed brush here for the owl. I'll dip it in water here. Okay, and we're all set. So I want to darken up the face a little bit and the head like this. And I want to bring the ears down a little more into the head. They seem to be sitting just on top of the head, Natalie. But we're going to bring them down a little more into the head. How's that sound?
I love it. Let's do it.
Okay, so it just gives it a little more realism. But I don't want to get crazy with the owl. So I don't want to do too much. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so far so good. And the ears come down more. And then we have a little more activity here. I'm just dabbing it. I'm not going to make this like a portrait. I'm just going to do some stuff. We got animals running around here. Okay, all right. Hey, what's that? That's Bumpy, the noisy kitty cat. And there, if you saw a little streak, that's Finn, the puppy. And they sort of play together. They're buddies. Bumpy's a full-grown cat, and Finn is what? 5 months old? 6 months old?
6 months.
6 months old. Okay, so we're getting a little more, and I'm gonna try to just, there's a little line that slashes just above the eye. Yeah. Let me darken that a little more. I think I'm on the right track though. Okay. And let's see. Yeah. Let's see, a little more here and there. more nose. And yeah, more stuff. Okay, now let me do a little bit. We have some nice dark feathers here, and they go down, and then there is some dark feathers there, and a little bit here, just to give it some texture. Okay. Okay. What do you think about the owl?
I love it.
Okay, you're all right?
Yeah.
Leave it alone now?
I think he looks great.
Okay, that's it. So now, let's see. I want to do a few things with this tree here. I'm working in dark first. I'm going to make this ear a little bit darker. This is a great little brush. And bring him down into the head. All right, that's better. And let's see if I want to do anything more, a little bit more with the body here. And then we're going to forget about the owl. Yeah, we're just giving some feathers. And so, how about some more texture with the branch here? All right. Dang, 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 dang. Okay. Now, I have one more thing with the owl. It seems to be right across here. And I want to make that more straighter right across here. Like that. And I'm just dabbing it. Give more. Okay, and now I'm happy with the owl. And let's see, do I want anything dark here? Let's just give some texture in a few places. We want some dark here, but not too much. This brush is even good for laying a little bit on. It's so small, but it can do some nice dark things. Yeah, I like that. Just give it some here and there. And then, are we ready, Natalie, for snow?
Yes.
And we'll do it, a lot of it. So let me wash this brush. And since it's a brush that it can load up a little bit, like I'm gonna load it up right now for some larger areas that are big clumps of snow, like this and that, and part of that, not all, but just part of that. I'll do it some more. Like this one, I'm gonna give even stronger. I'm putting another layer on. Let's put a little bit like that. Let me just shush it around. Okay, let's do this one here. So some clumps of snow have arrived in various areas, and we'll leave those clumps and emphasize them a little bit. Bang, bang, bang there. Okay, maybe a little bit on there. And yes, this one is right there. Boom. Okay, I'm doing some clumps. Giving a little emphasis, and then I'll do the tiny drops. Let me finish up the bigger ones here. I notice there's a couple on that stick right here. Let's do another one right there. Let's put this on. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, now we're getting snow. How about a little drop of snow? Okay, more snow. More. So I'm going to do the small ones by loading up the brush, but I'm just going to hit the tip. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, there's small drops. All right. More of those. They're all over the place, aren't they? They're there, there, there. Yeah, anywhere you want, you can stick them. Okay, I'm just, again, loading up the brush, but I'm just touching, boom, the tip. Okay. You get the picture out there, right? Anywhere. Just touching. Even some right here. Yeah. Some bigger, some smaller. Isn't every snowdrop a different shaped crystal? I think I read that somewhere, where everything is distinct to itself.
That's right. There's no two snowflakes alike.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
And that's thousands of snowflakes.
It's
And each
truly-
one is a little different. Yeah?
It's like a fingerprint.
Like a fingerprint, huh? Okay, well, how about a few on the owl? One, couple up here. They really stand out on the trunk of the tree. That is for sure. Now we're looking like there's snow coming down. Just oh, I want to put a little more snow on this guy here. Yeah, that's good. And along here more. Yeah, so that branch has caught a lot of snow here, so let's put more here. And down here also. Yeah, and one big one there. And up here a little more. And I want to just put drops to define the chest of the owl. It goes all the way out there. Yeah, I like that. How about a few snowdrops on the owl here? One there. One there. Yeah. All right. So you can just keep going. I'll do a little more and then I'll call it a day because you can keep going on your own and just putting a lot more of these various sizes, tiny ones, bigger ones. Okay, I'm gonna just draw that, and I don't have too much paint on the brush right now, which means I can just make these a little bit brighter than they were. Yeah, that's it. I'm really using up the paint, Natalie, which you know I love to do.
I do know that.
Okay, so I'm gonna sit back in my chair and just look at it and see. Oh, I see one area. You see this clump here? It needs to be white. And so does this one. Maybe not as bright, but it's nestling right in the crack of the tree there. All right. And boom, boom, boom. How are we doing, Natalie?
I think we're
More
doing great.
snow, more drops here and there? What do you think?
Yeah.
More, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of them, even on the tree here. How about up here on the tree? That branch, there's a couple right here and right there. And a small one, and this gets a little bit of that. I'm gonna smush it around my finger now. It's just a lighter area. Same thing here. It's just lighter. The old finger paintbrush. All right, more activity. Lots more here. Bigger one. bigger one down there. Yeah, a few more down here, more drops. We need more tiny little dots. That's the final stage when you're putting the little dots on. And this is number 6, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I felt we were gonna do, when I was on 4, I think I said this needs a couple more layers, and I was right. So now we're on 6 and we're wrapping it up. We have a fair amount of snow falling. Yep. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say I think that's sufficient. That's a pretty good wrap right here. And now we have Owl in a Snowstorm. Thank you for watching, and finish up your snowstorm, knock it out. Don't get too crazy with the owl. It's an impressionistic painting. Don't try to make it look like a photograph. It's realistic. We want it to be impressionistic, which means not too much detail, not a lot of suggestion, and that's it. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Just another thought. This tree is a little, I would say, fuzzier than this one. This is a little stronger, which means if you took a combination of clear acrylic, which I've mentioned in the past, and you add just a little bit of a cream or even a white, and you can play around with it and make a very transparent glaze and you can experiment by just, once you make a little pile of maybe 70% clear and 30% a little bit of color of a light nature, a blue white, for example, or something like that would fit in, but it's mainly transparent. And you can take a sort of a flat brush like this and dip it into this pile, and you can just lay a little bit on. In fact, I'll do it right now. I'm just picking up mostly just clear, and I'll lay it on, and what'll that do is it's giving it a glaze. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just putting it on a little more, and I took a little more white this time. So I just put on some glaze, which will lighten it up a bit and make it's another layer, so it makes it a little more like this, you see, and not as strong and defined as I did there. Glazing is something you can play around with using mostly transparent acrylic, and then some kind of color that you want to put on top, mixing in. And I sort of a cream color and clear. And I did definitely make it a little bit lighter. So glazing is something new we talked about, and it's very effective. Okay, see you next time.